Welcome to the Fantasy Cycling Podcast, featuring your hosts, Grant Gardner and John Anderson. Chapeau, you're in the mix.
You're listening to the Fantasy Cycling Podcast with your host, Grant, and an audience of one.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. Because Grant's going to be doing a lot of talking tonight.
Yeah. Mainly because you've got this thing nagging you in the back of your mind of you're trying to remember Simon Yates' career, all the moments.
Yeah, I need someone to put together like a oral history of Simon Yates' career. And Grant and I, as we're getting ready to record, we're arguing over the key moments.
We were talking about the 2018 Giro blow up, and that was when Froome took the race on the Finestre.
Oh, the 3 minutes behind Simon Yates in GC, stage 19, 2018 Giro d'Italia. I remember where I was, actually. I was in a cycle cafe, a beloved cycle cafe. We had been on a group ride that morning, and a bunch of us were huddled around our cell phones watching the stage.
On Tiz?
It might have been on Tiz.
Yeah.
Because that was pre kind of like GCN app days. And just being in freaking shock when Froome did what he did. Just going solo with like 80K left to win.
Was it George Bennett? He was like, he did a Landis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And back then, I mean, it was kind of like a paradigm shifting moment.
Yeah. Because Yates lost 38 minutes that day.
Just completely fell apart. And then, of course, last year he won
in the
spectacular
fashion. Yeah.
He kind of stole one.
It was a redemptive moment.
Like a thief in the night. And I think I was arguing with Grant. I remember we talked about how a lot of people didn't like how Yates won that Giro last year because he kind of did it in a cunning way.
Yeah. Snake in the grass.
Yeah. And I like that. I like that stuff. But I also felt like it was apt. And I'm trying to remember, is it because of the spectacular way in which he lost the 2018 Giro, or was there something more recent?
No, I think your memory's playing tricks on you.
Yeah, whatever.
And time is a flat circle, and really, basically, the end of 2019 to 2025 is just condensed into one year.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true. We like time warped 5 years there from 2020 to 2025 for sure. Anyway, welcome into everyone. We're midst dialogue, and we just decided to hit the record button. But yeah, for those of you that don't know, Simon Yates is retiring, kind of out of the blue. We were just kind of scanning the headlines to see what the tea was and if there was any.
Hey, I'm a fan of going out on a win.
It's a good way to go out. Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we lost another British rider to the peloton this last year. Geraint Thomas retired, and he's not going to be able to race
in the opening stages of
the 2027 tour. Yeah. So the 2027 tour is going to start in the UK. I think stage 3 will finish in Cardiff on Caerphilly Mountain. Or at least they're going to crest it at some point in the stage.
I'm going to go ahead and make the call right now, Grant.
Who's going to win?
Oscar Onley is going to take yellow on stage 3. Cresting that, he's going to win that stage.
Love it.
I don't know if he'll keep it, but he'll take it on that day. He'll wear yellow after stage 3 in the Tour de France for Ineos.
Yeah, hopefully Ineos's jerseys are better next season.
Pog is going to retire at the end of this season. Either that or
this season?
Either that or he'll be injured. No, I mean, I think Only might beat him fair and square. It's going to be we're going to see Pog next year, and he's going to look more human than he's ever looked before.
And it'll be between Onley and Lipovitz.
Onley and Lipovitz. It's going to be a changing of the guard. Jonas is going to leave he's going to retire too. He's going to take up
Cabinetry.
Cabinetry, real estate investment.
Maybe start a
Trad. He's going to trad wife. He's going to, and it's going to be the Leipowitz and Onley show. There begins a heated rivalry for the next decade. Beautiful. Nah, dude, Pog's just getting started.
Yeah, man.
Forget all that. He's just getting started. What else happened in the news? We had some racing go on down under.
Aussie Nats.
The shocker. Couple of shockers.
I guess the crit was a little bit of a shocker. Jensen, all right.
You picked Perfect Pat to win the road race?
No. So Patrick Eddy won the men's elite road race.
Is that his nickname? Perfect Pat?
It is now.
Let's go.
He bested the Jayco squad, who, had like 12 dudes out there.
And you think that's a sign of things to come. You think they're a little... You don't think much of that team right now.
No, not after that performance.
Mid.
And I think for Eddie...
I think you're overreacting to an early data point.
Okay. Well, I think that, one, he's not on a World Tour team anymore. He used to ride for Picnic Post-Nl.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not going to be racing world. It's like his only World Tour race this season because he's on like an Australian domestic team.
You mean the Tour Down Under?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
he's riding for the Australia team.
This is his Super Bowl.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was Nats though.
Yeah. I think he's going to go off at, not go off, but I think he could potentially.
He's going to carry on that motivation into the Tour Down Under.
He could potentially win a stage at Tour Down Under, maybe wear like the KOM jersey or something. I don't know.
What did you think about the Alula tactics? Never chase a teammate or that guy who was off the front.
Durbridge. Never.
Turbo. A lot of people were like, yeah.
Never.
Immediately when you watch it, it looks that way, but Durbo was cooked. He was getting caught anyways.
I wouldn't say, don't chase a teammate, but also if the guy is there to give you a pull, why did he need to pass him?
You didn't need to, but yeah, there was a counter points made to the roasting of Plappy for chasing a teammate was made that Durbo was cooked anyways.
Yeah.
So he had to do what he had to do. I think that both can be true and there can be nuance. I think you can know that Durbridge is going to be caught and you still don't chase. And then maybe I think Plapp was arrogant to think that he was going to ride our boy Project Pat.
So
off of this wheel, off that very slight incline there at the end. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw the highlights online. Yeah. Who am I talking about?
But Pat just sat in on Plapp's wheel, which was his prerogative to do, right?
Yep.
Because Jayco was dominating they have the numbers. It's not, the onus is not on Pat to pull for Plapp right there, right? Sure. So he can sit in all day.
Yeah.
That's not bad sportsmanship.
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's good tactics.
Yeah, it's just good cycling.
I mean, he rode a great race. My debate is just what the debate I saw online between people was like the Plapp closing of the gap.
Yeah, that was just
he didn't need to do it.
Over ambitious.
Yeah, but it was going to happen anyways. They were going to reel that guy in. He was cooked.
Yeah.
Still, let someone else do it. We spent too much time talking about this. I think it was a good way to open up the season. There was some silliness. I feel like it's always a little bit wild down there in Oz. And it's a perfect illustration for how difficult this Tour Down Under is to pick from a fantasy cycling perspective.
Very difficult.
You have no data points to go by, and it's so early in the season, and you have lots of different agendas coming to the fore. Like you said, someone like Pat is going to be highly motivated. This is his Super Bowl. And you're going to have other people there just there to train, which is true, I guess, for every every ride, but I mean, it's just even more weird, isn't it? You got your finger on the pulse, though.
I don't know. I mean, what's interesting, don't, just because someone is a brand name, don't pick them necessarily in this race. Like, you've got a Buitrago who's showing up here, one of the best riders on the start list,
who was fantasy gold early on in the season last year,
but
not this early.
Is Australia important to him?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
He might be able to show up and just purely on talent.
No disrespect to the fine people of Australia.
win a stage or two, but is he in the, like, he's not going to be peaking for this like other people might be.
Yeah.
You've also got younger guys who do not have more ambitious goals later in the season, so they're willing to just burn all their matches to try and win a stage at the first World Tour race of the season. So last year we had Javier Romo, who won a stage.
Romo Cop.
No one, we hadn't heard of him.
I'd heard of him.
And I roll behind the mic there. Not to be confused with Romeo, who's also on Movistar. But
I'm not confused, Grant.
But Romo won a stage. I think a couple years ago, Narvaez won the race, and that was when Narvaez was less of a known quantity.
Fair.
So last year, Matthew Brennan had a pretty good Tour Down Under, and then went on to have a tremendous season. Won basically everything.
Hitter.
Tim Torn Teutenberg had a great race at the Tour Down Under last year for Little Trek.
Great name,
and he's back. So yeah, you're gonna see young guys show up and show out at the Tour Down Under. I'd like to highlight a couple if you don't mind.
Please.
Yeah.
Please, sir.
So
hey, hold up now. Is it only 3 states? No, hold on. Let me talk with
you were looking at the women's race.
Yeah. So there's a prologue.
There's a
5
prologue
stages.
and then 5 proper road stages.
Okay.
I
was looking at, hey, shout out to PCS. My friends at PCS.
They keep us honest.
They do. So who do you gonna begin? Guys, Grant showed up today with
a printed PCS start list.
That usually doesn't happen until
Giro. Usually.
Giro, yeah.
Yeah, maybe Paris-Roubaix.
That's the kind of energy we're bringing to this season of the podcast, though.
Yes. Professionals. All right, looking at young guys. So
people would pay a lot of money for that highlighted start list sheet you got right there.
I might post this on X. Just as like what do the highlights mean? Remember our buddy that he was like trying to get ready for the tour one year, and he's like circling names, and then who was it? I can't remember if it was Ben O'Connor or somebody like that. And then it was Caleb Ewan. And then next to Caleb's name he wrote, but is he good? Okay. So Lidl Trek, we already mentioned Tim Torn Teutenberg. He's going to be back. He's a young gun. Looking at Ineos, they're bringing Sam Watson.
Okay.
They're also bringing Sam Welsford. I think that is going to be their star rider that they're backing. But there's another guy for GC that I'd look at. I do not know how to pronounce his name. He is Norwegian, and his name is Imbret Svistad Bardsang. But that's a new signing for them. I think he's a future GC contender. And
have you ever heard of this guy, Mikhail
Kwiatkowski?
You ever heard of him?
Yeah. Kwiato. So keep an eye on
Embret.
Keep an eye.
We need to watch him
on Bardsang. Just put a pin in that, would you?
Pinned
on Visma Lisa Bike. We already know about Matthew Brennan, but
dude, I'm big on Brennan for this year. I can't wait to see that guy. He's gonna be huge.
Yeah,
superstar in the making.
Yeah, especially look out for him in the classics.
Sir.
But I think he's going to go well this next week in Australia. There's another guy on Visma there, Per Strand Hagenes.
You were talking about him as we were getting ready. So what's his deal?
He's won a stage or two in some smaller races. Stage solo breakaway. So I like him. And then
Is his name Per and his middle name Strand?
yes, I think it might be Pear, like PER is pronounced Pear. But yeah, interesting names in Scandinavia.
Yeah.
There's another fellow on Soudal Quickstep that's a bit of a sprinter, Andrea Raccani. I'd look out for him as well. I think probably their best rider on this roster is Alberto Danese or Filippo Zana. And they're going to be interesting in the classics. I think Danese is going to play a big role there, but could potentially win a sprint stage at Tour Down Under. Tudor, Marco Brenner, and Marius Merhofer. I think Merhofer won the Cadel Evans race last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then is there anybody else? We'll get into it more when we talk about sprinters, but Jensen Plowright.
Yeah.
Who won the Criterium.
The one, the crit.
Excuse me. Another one, Uno X. He won, I think it was the first stage of the Tour of Norway or Arctic Race of Norway this past season. And then he immediately got signed by Uno X, Storm Ingebrigtsen. I know you've never heard of him, John, but he's Uno X. I don't know how
I'm just noticing a trend with all these picks.
I don't know how well he's going to fare in the sweltering Adelaide sun.
This is not the... there might be a little bit of a climate shock.
But he's a good rider. So speaking of just young guns, you gotta mention him. Peering at the start list for the first time, what are you thinking, John?
I'm thinking I got a lot of work to do.
Got a lot of work to do.
That's why I said you got an audience of one today.
Yeah.
I liked hearing those names. I like that you're onto the new talent that's coming in to teams. I think that's important. I already said, shouted out Brennan. I think he's going to mop up some points. And I also was high on Plowright after seeing him in the crit. And it fits that like psychological profile we talked about, preparing. And this being their Super Bowl, I think that's definitely true for Plowright. Yeah. So I agree with those. And then, I hadn't heard of a lot of those names that you just drop right there. The teams are somewhat haphazard, you know. You don't necessarily see. I mean, this is no one's priority. The team I think that you are highest on is NSN.
Yeah. So NSN cycling team, they've got a lot of Aussies on the roster. So they've got the veterans, George Bennett and Simon Clark. I'm not necessarily saying pick them for your fantasy team, but I think they're going to benefit the other riders on the team. Jake Stewart, Corbin Strong, Ethan Vernon, Nick Schultz. Those are great kind of rouleurs.
Yeah.
And they've done really well the last couple seasons, in particular Ethan Vernon and Corbin Strong. And I think Ethan Vernon is going to do well in the prologue, which could bode well for the rest of the race. And then he does a pretty good sprint. And then Corbin Strong, I think, is going to be able to compete with Narvaez and others on those kind of hilly stages. And then I also will keep my eye on Brady Gilmore, young Aussie. I think he's got a lot of potential. So I like that team.
Yeah, it's a good team. And Nick Schultz is deceptively good. And I mean, Jake Stewart from the UK, hitter. It's a good team, man. I feel like they're going to have good chemistry too.
Yeah, I mean it's two Brits,
And a bunch of Aussies. They're going to have
4
fun.
Aussies and a Kiwi. So
They're going to have fun. Well, do you want to share? Where are we at in time? You want to share what your picks are, and I'll share mine. And
I just wanted to mention what the last 3 winners of this race.
please.
Jonathan Narvaez, Stevie Williams, Jay Vine. I think this race is pretty interesting because you can dominate the stages, but in terms of GC, it's really all about Wollonga Hill, and you can get big time gaps there.
Wollonga Hill, mate.
So usually the race is won or lost on Wollonga Hill. But we did see some pretty strong competition between Narvaez and Romo last year. And then Stevie Williams the year before. And then, of course, Jay Vine, great climber that he is, won on Wollonga. The best team last year in fantasy was Sam Welsford, Jonathan Narvaez, Javier Romo, Brian Clicard, Finn Fisher-Black, Tim Torn Teutenberg, Phil Bauhaus, Fergus Browning, and Bastien Tronchon. So,
yeah, on the start list, it is just Narvaez and Vine that are riding that have previously won.
Yep.
The whole thing. No one else there.
And then the only previous stage winners that are riding are Narvaez, Ben Swift, Sam Welsford, and Javier Romo.
Sam Welsford has won 6.
Yeah.
I mean, Narvaez has won 1 stage, Ben 2, and Javier Romo 1, and then Sam Welsford 6. And he's cheap.
Yeah, which is surprising.
Yeah. So, shout out again to PCS. Y'all, that's a veritable treasure trove of data to mine when you're looking at these races.
Oh, yeah.
Grant, I got, after I remembered my username and password.
Yep.
I got Jay Vine, Narvaez, Brennan, Plowright, Welsford. So that's 3. Well, I mean, if you count Narvaez is kind of a sprinter in his own right.
Yeah.
Climbing sprinter boy. Jay Vine, a pure climber, of course. And then Brennan, Plowright, and Welsford. And then I've got Van Etvelt. A lot of people have taken him. This is his debut
At this race.
This race. 35% of users are taking him. So Finn Fisher-Black, also a pure climber, scored 96 points in this race from a fantasy perspective last year. The people are cooling on Javier Romo, but I'm going to go ahead and take him anyways. He did really well last year that we've already talked about. And then Corbin Strawn to round out my picks.
Yep.
For aforementioned reasons. So no real, I guess Plowright might be the only kind of out of the box. I mean, out of the box, but it's not really out of the box anymore after his showing at the crit.
Yeah, it's interesting. This is Van Etvelt's first Tour Down Under. Typically, he starts the season in the Middle East. He won the UAE Tour in 2024.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that was his breakout performance. So yeah, I'm interested to see if he has that same type of form.
Usually I take Luke Plapp every year in this race, and I'm not this year.
Means he'll probably do well.
Yes, everyone else should take him. And I'm not taking Ben O'Connor. So
yeah, it's interesting.
He's the most expensive rider out there. This is. I mean, I had money left on the table.
How much did you have left?
I think 200 credits. Not sure how to. Let me see. Yeah, I had 200 credits left over. Did you have any left on the table when you picked? Did you use it all?
Got
your money?
a lot left over.
Let's go.
So I'll go through mine. Pretty similar at the top, but Sam Welsford, Jonathan Narvaez, Matthew Brennan, Jensen Plowright, and then Tim Torn Teutenberg, Ethan Vernon, Danny Van Poppel, Brady Gilmore, and Patrick Eddy.
You're going with Project Pat?
Yeah.
Yeah, Van Poppel was fantasy gold too.
Yeah. He's one of those, is Danny Van Poppel a lead out man or a sprinter? And I don't think anyone ever knows until they cross the line.
He is who he is.
Yeah.
You don't know until he crosses the line when he's winning.
Yep.
I can't decide if I want to call him Project Pat or Perfect Pat. Let's see after the Tour Down, or he can earn.
He's project right now, but he could be perfect.
He could be perfect.
Yeah.
he might have shot himself in the foot by performing the way he did in Nax.
He's gonna be a marked man.
Yeah. And then he kind of popped off. He had threw a little shade at his previous employer too.
Yeah.
So he might be marked.
Or he could be Steady Eddie.
He could be. So you're going to be steady, you're going to be project, you're going to be perfect. Let's see.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only 200 credits. Have fun.
Yeah.
That's a good team, dude. I'll be tuning in. How can we watch? Is it going to be on Peacock or any of that? Are we tizzing it? Second tiz reference of the day.
Honestly, I haven't looked yet. I've been a Flow Sports plus VPN guy.
You're in the flow.
Yep. So if you're interested in watching, which I hope you are if you made it this far in this podcast, the race is going to start with a 3.6 kilometer prologue in central Adelaide before 5 proper road stages. And that is going to kick off. That's going to be 6 p.m. Tuesday night in Adelaide, which, if you're doing math, that's going to be 1:30 a.m. U.S. Central Time on Tuesday. So
yeah, I'll probably stay up for it.
You'll stay up for it. And then if you stay up for it, you're going to get to watch cycling twice in one day, because then later that night, the Wednesday stage will start.
Yeah. That's good.
So Tuesday morning.
If we were really cool, we would like start drinking for the stage 1 and just like keep the party going all day long to stage 2.
So yeah, it's going to kick off Tuesday morning, early stateside, or evening over in Adelaide.
Grant, now that I know my password, username, and sign on for the app, be a lot bigger. Did you look at Velo Games at all on this? Are you going to make a Velo Games pick?
They created the women's game, but he has not created the one for the men's yet. I think it'll be out tomorrow.
Maybe next week. No. Well, it depends on when we record, I guess.
We can share our picks next week.
Put them on social.
Yeah.
If you're not following us, we're on X and Instagram with the handle Listen to FCP. That's the number 2. You can catch our audio only on, we've got Faces for Radio on youtube.coms.biz. And of course, you're probably listening to us on Apple or Spotify. Tell your friends, like and subscribe. Peace.
See ya.